My wife accepted another man's proposal at a gala I paid for, so I froze the company she thought she owned.
The night was supposed to be a celebration of excellence, the pinnacle of Nexora Systems' success, a night I paid for, a night she was supposed to host with pride. Instead, it became the night my marriage died. I stood in front of the bedroom mirror, adjusting my black bow tie. I was 38 with the first lines of stress at the corners of my eyes, but still sharp. Behind me, my wife of 7 years, Elise, floated out of the bathroom in a crimson gown that seemed designed to eclipse the entire room. "You look beautiful," I murmured. She smiled, but it was a polite, practiced smile. We were like two strangers playing the part of a married couple. She kept glancing at her phone, which was the first red flag of the night. The drive to the Grand Palmer Hotel was silent. Elise fidgeted the entire time, smoothing her dress, adjusting her hair, anything to avoid talking to me. Inside, the ballroom was like a billionaire's winter fairy tale. Crystal chandeliers, ice sculptures, a live string quartet, and champagne fountains, all funded by my bank account. The moment we entered, something felt off. Conversations quieted, eyes slid toward us. Whispers started spreading like electricity. "Does he know? I can't believe she'd do this tonight." I felt a cold chill run down my spine. Elise had insisted I attend. She'd practically begged me. It was strange, since she usually preferred me tucked away in my coding cave, as our board chairman, Richard, liked to call it. Richard Collins' old money, slick suits, cigar breath, and a condescending smile. He made his way toward us like a shark smelling blood. "Jonathan," he said, gripping my hand way too tightly. "Glad you could join the living." His hand grazed the small of Elise's back, a little too familiar, a little too comfortable. The puzzle pieces were finally clicking into place. But the real blow came when he took the microphone. "Tonight," Richard announced, "is about honoring our visionary CEO, Elise Monroe." Applause thundered as she floated to the stage. She looked radiant, glowing, triumphant. Then Richard dropped to one knee. One knee. The entire ballroom gasped. My heart didn't break, it just went numb. "Elise," he said, opening a velvet box, "transform my life the way you've transformed this company. Marry me." Her eyes flicked to me across the room. It was a silent challenge, a dare. Then she turned back to him and said, "Yes." The room erupted. People applauded. Cameras flashed. Richard kissed her while the string quartet played a mocking celebration tune. And me, I set my drink down, straightened my tux, and walked out. No scene, no shouting, no begging. But the revenge had already begun the moment I reached the elevator. Because the entire financial infrastructure of Nexora Systems, the architecture Elise flaunted as her empire, lived on servers I built with my own hands. 3 taps on my phone, and every single account froze. Payroll, operating funds, board member bonuses, Elise's corporate card, all locked. The empire she betrayed me for, paralyzed. By sunrise, the company was on fire. My phone exploded with messages. "The CFO. Why are all operating accounts inaccessible? Legal. We're receiving incident reports. Please advise." And Elise, "What have you done? Fix IT now." I ignored every message. At my private developer office, I pulled out files I hadn't touched in years in corporation papers. Patent filings, proprietary code certifications. Nexora Systems existed because of my software. Without my intellectual property license, it was dead. By the time Elise stormed into our penthouse, still in last night's dress, her eyes red, I was already packed. "You froze the company," she screamed. "You're destroying everything." I calmly zipped my suitcase. "You did that last night," I said. She tried lying, then crying, then blaming me. When nothing worked, she spat. "You need me. You're socially clueless without me." I looked her dead in the eyes. "I never needed you." Elise, I just didn't realize how little you brought until you started looting the company with your lover. I put 2 envelopes on the bed. One was my separation from Nexora, effective immediately. The other? Divorce papers, per the prenup she insisted on. You sign those, I said quietly, or I shut the company down and rebuild it without you and your boardroom boyfriend. By 3 p.m., the emergency board meeting began. I walked in like a CEO for the first time in my life. Richard tried roaring about abuse of power, but the forensic financial report I dropped on the table silenced him instantly. Unauthorized bonuses, shell company payments, luxury trips disguised as client meetings, all tied to Elise and Richard. The board members turned pale. The vote was unanimous. Elise removed as CEO, Richard stripped of financial authority. I became the new CEO and CTO. Elise cried when signing the exit documents, makeup streaking down her face. "You can't do this to me," she whispered. "You did this to yourself," I replied. The corporate war was just the beginning. The divorce was worse. She hired a legendary attorney known for tearing men apart, but she forgot one thing. The truth is louder than theatrics. The judge reviewed her affair, the public proposal, the financial misconduct, and the prenup held firm. She walked away with her clothes, her jewelry, and a fraction of the cash she expected. I kept the penthouse, the stocks, the patents, everything built from my mind. As we left court, she said, "I hope this was worth it." I answered, "It wasn't worth losing you, but it was worth leaving you." Nexora survived without Elise. We scaled back the vanity spending and doubled down on engineering. Stock surged. 6 months later, she showed up in my lobby. "Richard dumped me," she admitted. "He said my value dropped after losing Nexora. I need a reference to rebuild my career, please." I studied her, not with anger, but with clarity. "I'll tell them the truth," I said. "That you're talented in marketing, charismatic, and that you are absolutely not to be trusted with money or leadership." She nodded, eyes glistening, and left. That was the last time I saw her. A year later, I stood in my new Austin warehouse, the headquarters of my next big venture. My crew handed me a scotch. "1 year since the party," he said. "And look where you are now. The best revenge is building something better." He was right. Losing her didn't break me. It unlocked me. She didn't destroy my life at that party. She freed me to build the life I was always meant for. Thanks for watching.